you know, what's going on with this group, what's happening, because I do this quarterly relaunch with everybody, you know, every 3 months, and we reset our 90-day targets, and everybody's like, well, what is this, and who benefits from this? So I just thought it would be great to have you on, Jennifer, and just speak from the heart as far as what your experience has been. So here's one of the questions that people are asking is, who is this for? So what was your reason or trigger, Jen, to really do this program or challenge? Like, why did you step into this?
I'm in a transitional period of my life. Well, everybody is now, but before this happened, I was transitioning from being, I was a working professional in social work, and then became a stay-at-home mom, and then been trying to figure out what I'm going to be when I grow up, you know. And I was finding that I felt really stuck. Like, I just couldn't get past blaming my life circumstances for not getting the things done I wanted to get done. It's the kids' fault. It's not having family help fault. It's feeling overwhelmed, not any me time. I can't plan because I'm too busy, right? And all of these victim and martyr type dialogues that I would have with myself, right? Feeling
We've
really
had a couple of really good conversations about that recently, haven't we?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Well, what have you now people know what kind of brought you into the equation? What have you learned? What have been the things that have stood out the most?
Well, number one, which I kind of already knew but really confirmed, was that I personally get so much more out of working with people, with a group. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me moving. It keeps me accountable. It inspires me on those days that if I'm doing it by myself, I would have said, like, not today.
Yeah.
But when I'm working collaboratively with other people, it really just, it gave me the leverage to push through all the not today days. Right.
Yeah.
So that's been huge. And recently, while using the app, doing the PMG on a regular basis, I've noticed a lot more capacity to watch my storytelling, to watch my thoughts, to make choices as to what story do I want to tell myself about any given situation. Right. And that's been really profound.
Yeah. Some of the tools, I mean, I've watched leaders from around, personal growth leaders from around the world, from Tony Robbins to Byron Katie to my biggest mentor most recently was Garrett J. White, to Nima Ramani. They're endless, and they all talk about being able to lead yourself. And just having some of those tools to be able to be your own guru has been something I've been trying to work on all my life. Is why, like, do I have to be dependent on someone else, or can I just ask myself a series of questions to get out of my own way? And I think that you were talking about the group. The interesting thing about that is that if you've ever been an athlete, you recognize that you perform better with a coach and with a group of people that kind of pushes you. And we call that the drift in the freedom formula. We call it the drift because everybody, I guarantee almost everybody, you, me included, get to a point where it's like, I got this. And then we try to lift and carry the log all on our own, and all of a sudden it's kind of heavy, and we just let it go and we crash again. They're like, why? But when you have that group where everybody's kind of lifting a piece of it, and you can carry and you can learn from everybody else, I think it's a huge point that you make. Yeah.
I think it's becoming a way of living as opposed to a project, right? You know, like, and that's really what I've noticed too, is as I've practiced and, you know, at the beginning slogged through, but now it's just easier and it's flowing better. But as I practice this, yeah, it's just, it's becoming a way of living as opposed to like a you know, course that I'm completing.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then my last question, of course, is going to be, what do you think has been your greatest benefit or change for you? What's the greatest outcome for you?
Oh. Well, one of the biggest challenges for the beginning was changing my patterns, right? Like changing patterns, even when I'm like, this is all good stuff and these are things I want to do, can be excruciatingly difficult. So breaking through, feeling those breakthroughs from, you know, struggle to thriving, if you will, right? Like from resistance to inspiration has transitioned over. It took about, I'd say, a month to really start to feel like it wasn't so much work to do the work. But now like I wouldn't want to do my day any other way. So that's been huge. And even just doing the basics of the course of the stuff that you're teaching makes every day feel like I've succeeded. Right? I'm not walking around feeling like, why can't I get it together? Why can't I make enough time? Why, and berating myself for not doing all the things that I keep setting goals and then failing, and then setting goals and then failing, and then setting goals and then failing. And now I just I have a process that I get up, I do my steps. It's super easy. It's not a big deal. And then looking back over a few weeks, I'm like, whoa.
I know. You know what? When we're already in a state of overwhelm, the thought and the process of adding something else into your life feels more overwhelming until you recognize that there's actually people that have done this before, that have learned strategies to take the chaos and simplify it so that you can create order in the midst of chaos, and also being more organized, actually investing time to organize your week, your month, and what we're going to do on Friday is organizing the next quarter for all of you guys. The more time you invest in that, the easier life actually becomes, but it's hard for the brain that's already
You have more time when you invest the time, right? So that's what, both me and my husband are working on this stuff together, and he's noticing that he's working less actual hours and getting more accomplished when he's taking care of himself. And same for me. When I'm taking care of myself, my productivity in my life goes through the roof, and my mental health is way better. And I have to put the time in for me first, not have me be at the bottom of the barrel saying, I don't have time. I do have time. I have to make it.
We say put the mask on first before you help your children.
Totally.
Awesome. Okay, is there anything else you can think of that somebody that is in that state of overwhelm, or their life is good, but they're not quite getting the traction that they want to go, or they're contemplating, what should I do? Is this something that I should try or participate in the 7-day Freedom Formula Challenge? Is there any advice or anything else that you would suggest to anyone that is listening to this?
So the 7-day Freedom Formula Challenge is challenging. There's quite a bit of time that's, asked of people to invest. If you can't invest it, come anyway, because the information you're going to get, even if you just take away like 10% of it, is a 10% improvement on how you might be doing things, right? So, I think just what do you have to lose, right? Like, what do you have to lose? There's nothing to lose by checking something out and giving it a go and committing a bit of time to something that will make your life flow a little better.
Awesome. Jen, listen, I know you have to get back to kids right this moment. I appreciate your time.
Have to get back to kids right this moment, right?
Thank you.
I'm scared to go see what they've done upstairs. They probably colored my bedroom.
Oh, trust me, you got chocolate on the walls for sure.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thanks, Dr. Doyle.
Thank you very much, and bye for now.
Bye for now.